I do not 5-apple to the gorp, but thank you for asking. Okay, everybody, welcome to my guide here. What I am going to show in this is how I make my videos. I've had some people asking about them, and I like to make guides and post them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show absolutely every step I do for this. So step number one of making a music video is, of course, getting some music. So what I did, I've got these kind of comedy songs I've made on Suno, and this is one of them, and it's fairly short, which is one of the reasons why I picked it. So anyways, I picked this song, and the other reason I picked it is because it's just kind of a weird song with a bunch of made up words and stuff. So I'm just gonna, my idea for the video is just gonna have an alien kind of singing the song and then kind of just random surreal type of background, so I won't have to put too much thought into it. I can just show you the process. So just pick whatever song you want, and then we will go to the next step here. Okay, now the next step, once we have our song, if you do not have it split up like into vocals, drums, and if you're making it with Suno, you won't. So what we want to do next is to go to bandlab.com/splitter. This, you can do this for free, and you can use anything else you want. This is just what I use, and then I'm going to go ahead and import my song. Okay, and this one you can use for free, which is fine because we just want the vocals. We don't care about the other ones. Okay, and then this will take a couple minutes or so. Okay, and then once it is done, you just hit download all stems. So I'm going to go get this now. Okay, and so you'll see I've downloaded my stems here, and this vocal track is the only one I worry about. And even if you're not doing a lip sync, this is good also for Suno because it can split them up, then you can, adjust and tweak one part of the track. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open this track, the vocals, and I'm just going to delete these other ones now because I'm not going to use them. Just going to delete these, and then I'm going to go ahead and open this up in my digital audio workstation. I'm just going to use Mixcraft, but basically you just need any kind of audio editor that can just split a track up into different parts and save them separately. Okay, and I'm just going to go over here. Now, the first thing we want to do is any place where there's not vocals, we're just going to kind of cut. I'm actually just going to split this. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. You can leave it like this, and then that might make it a little easier for you for the video, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. And so this is going to throw the timing off, obviously, so we will fix that later.
Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping crawl bump. Do you 5-apple to the block? I agree no 1-5. So can we send to garbage? I met friends on the car. Do her birds up, soup, sip, sap, sip, soup.
Okay, so you can see a lot of those vocals, they aren't sounding really great, so this might not be a good one for lip sync, but we will see. Okay, and I think this is going to do it here.
Gracias ago, pro audiendo nostro. Per mina humana que zoiad. YouTube, let's subscribe to.
Okay.
Perfetta singularitatis.
Okay, and that is it. Okay, so now I have this split up into 9 files. So that's good in one respect because it's going to let us generate different avatars. So I'll use 9 different images for each of the singers. And I'm going to keep one of them consistent with maybe different angles, just kind of different look, that kind of thing. So now the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and export all of these as single sound files. Oh, one other thing too, before you save these, make sure they are no bigger than 15 megabytes. So you might need to reduce the quality a little bit, which is fine. We're just using this for the lip sync. We're not going to use it for the final audio. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to do it high quality. And nope, that's a little bit too big. See, so if you get something like that where it's over 15 megs, just go ahead and reduce the quality a bit or do what you need to get it under that 15 wave mark. And then I'm going to number these two just to make it easier to sort them once I'm putting together the final song. I'm just going to call them Al1 for alien because I'm going to use an alien avatar, and then I'm just going to go down the list and do this to each one of them. Okay, and now here are my separated vocal files I'm going to use to generate the lip sync. And next you want to get an avatar, create an image for your singer. So for this, I'm just kind of using this alien guy, and you want it to be, well, you don't have to be, you probably want it to be consistent, and Mage Space is really good for this and really fast. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. So what I want to do now, since I have 9 different tracks, I'm going to generate a few more than I need. So I'm probably going to generate 12 to 14 images and save them. And then I'm just going to save them in this pre-made folder I have here. And I'll change the names later. Just going to keep generating this a few times and make sure it looks consistent. Now the other thing I'm doing, if you notice, I have it with the solid black background. That way, stuff that's behind, because things that are right around the head or like the mouth area might move along with the animation. So you want it kind of clean as possible. I tried to do green screens on Hedra, but that doesn't work. It kind of makes them blurry and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just stick with this one for the video. So I'm just going to generate a bunch of these and then I'll be back and we will go to the next step. Okay, I'm done now and just change it up a bit too. There's one or two parts of the song that sound a little different. So I'm going to make one that looks kind of with the same theme, but a little different. So I'm going to throw a couple of robots in there as well. And then it will be time to go to Hedra. Okay, and here we are on Hedra. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and import audio. And I'm going to take the Al one for Alien that I did for. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and upload one of my images here. And I'm just going to start with this one. Okay, and then just hit generate video. And there's a few things you can change here, just the seed and auto crop. But usually you want to use close up. It's not good if you have a full body, it'll crop it to the face. So you want to use a pretty close up portrait that's kind of looking right at the camera like this. So let's go ahead and run this and see how it turns out.
Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping chrono bump. 2 your 5 apple to the glove. I agree no 1 5 so can we send to garbage? I met friends or the carbu. 2 herbs up soup no soap sip sap sip sip soup.
Okay, and that's pretty good. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think it was going to turn out that good with the first vocal, but that's great. So now I'm going to do this to all the other ones and download them, and we will go to the next step. Okay, so now I have all of my finished lip sync videos.
Now that I hear time to plumb,
So these are, it's not listing it because it's a WebM file here it's saved as, but these are all 512 by 512 resolution. And my video is going to be 1920 by 1080. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to take all these and I'm going to upscale it. I'm just going to double it to 1024 by 1024. And I'm going to use Topaz for that. If you can just skip this step if you want, if you just want to keep the resolution as is. But that's what I'm going to do for the next step. And the first thing I do before I do anything is I just want to make sure that I got the lip sync synced up with the original audio. I don't want to use the audio that we used to generate the lip sync. We're just going to use the video and then we're going to cut that audio out. So first I'm going to add all the files here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and make this a widescreen one. So I'm just going to go ahead and sync this up to the actual song. And that's why I kept the audio in here. So it looks like it's probably going to be right around there. This is supposed to have a matchup to this program, but it doesn't always work.
Now that I hear time to plumb,
Need to unmute it. Okay, so if you notice there's that echo. So what I'm doing here to sync this up is I'm just going to adjust this until there is no longer an echo.
Now that I hear time to plumb, Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping chrono bump. 2 your 5
Okay, and there we go. So there's a slight echo still. I could probably adjust it a little, but we just want it to look like he's saying it. We're not going to use this audio anyway.
Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping chrono bump. 2 your 5 apple to the glove. I agree no 1 5 so
Okay, that's good enough. So I'm just going to go ahead now and delete this audio.
Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping chrono bump.
Okay, and now I'm going to do that with all the remaining tracks, and then I will be back for the next step. Okay, and here's my song now with all of those Hedra animations synced up. I'm just going to play a little bit here.
Now that I hear time to plumb, I like sleeping chrono bump. Do your
Okay, there, so that looks like it sounds good. I'm just going to check the whole thing though, just to make sure everything is in sync. So So now you notice, even if this is all you want for your video, you can just stop right here and just post that as this and maybe put the still images in between or whatever you want. What I'm going to do now is go to the next step. This is pretty much, once I have finished this, this is really the hardest part of it. Now I'm ready to rock and roll and just make whatever kind of images I want to kind of fill in these gaps and maybe override some of this too. Maybe I don't want him singing in all this part, or maybe a mix of both. So what I'm going to do for the next one is I'm going to do this in order of difficulty. So the easiest thing to do now with all these image to video generators is just go take some still shots of whatever you want and make some videos out of it and fill it in. So I'm gonna start with those, and then the very last one I'm going to do some looping videos using Comfy UI and a model called or a workflow called ipiv's Morpher. So I will show that in the final section of the series. And that's it here for the lip syncing. Now we are done. We've got our singing avatar. So if you want to continue on with me, I'm going to keep going and keep making more of this video until it is finished.